Hello, everyone. RPG Kimkid here, back with the finale of Let's Play Stories, The Path of Destinies. In the previous video, guys, we got the last Iblis Stone ending, which was a very weird one. Not gonna lie, it was very weird. Now it's time for us to get to the true ending. The one that we've had for like 4 parts. Yeah, this, like, you can get the true ending, like, flat out whenever, but, like, as soon as you do that, apparently you get, like, a super special, like, apparently once you do that, you get both the Iblis Stone power and the Sky Ripper, like, every single time you go through it, so it's very weird, but let's do this.
Reynardo finally realized that Lupino was a traitor to the cause, and maybe Reynardo could use that somehow.
Alright. Ronaldo could use that somehow. What to do with the knowledge about Lupino's treason? Ronaldo could be foolish to trust Lupino again. He should confront him, or better yet, find a way to use the traitor against his new master, the Emperor. Maybe Lupino could be a game changer after all.
Reynardo couldn't quite put his paw on when he'd realized Lupino was working for the Empire. He'd never exactly seen Lupino sending coded messages to the palace, but he was sure. The rabbit had been on too many disastrous missions where he was the only survivor, or where he accidentally missed getting on the boat that went down to the abyss in flames. If Reynardo could prevent Lupino from getting back to the fleet with all the intelligence he'd probably gathered, it might be worth the trip. How had they come to this? They'd been on so many adventures together. Lupino had talked Reynardo out of prison at least 4 times. And
Should
Reynardo
all the
rescued Lupino
acquaintance
from at
be
least
forgotten?
2 lynch mobs.
Should all the acquaintance be forgotten? Confront the traitor Lupino. Okay.
But he'd always felt that
Go over
rabbit resented him.
20,000.
Lupino was hilarious.
definitely get
because
to
he was
level
so
50.
down on himself and everyone else. But behind the laughs, he wasn't a happy camper. Was this payback? Or did the Empire have his little white tail in a vice?
Weird, because it's weird that I have 48. I earned 48 skill points. Yeah, I'm at level 49. Where's the one random...
Ravens were landing everywhere from dropships. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, the rabbit would give the Empire all the intelligence he'd been stealing from the rebellion, and they'd probably give him a medal. He'd have to be very careful about how he played Lupino. At the slightest hint of danger, the mad rabbit would take off like a rabbit.
But anyway, I know one of the false ending, the false routes we can get here during this path.
Hey, wanna hook up?
Not bad. Yeah, we'll definitely get to level
Lupino would
50.
betray him. The call was dangerous. Now, Reynardo had a fleeting idea that the two ideas went together somehow. And then it was gone again. Oh, damn ideas. They never stuck around when you needed them.
Alrighty, this is the last fight. But I'm probably going to have to redo this chapter because...
Bloody and exhausted, Reynardo finally reached Lupino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his favorite deck. Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things about him that Reynardo didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The ravens are coming. Now, I've got a clever plan to kidnap Zenobia. Reynardo wanted to clap shackles on the rabbit and shout, "You're a traitor, and I'm not falling for it." But if there was one thing Reynardo was sure of, it was that the core of the Sky River was dangerous mostly to its user. If he could put it in the Emperor's hands, old Isengrim III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it.
So this is the way to go, obviously. Denounce the traitor. Ronaldo realized how good an actor Lupino was. No surprises he had been fooled by the traitor. Maybe he should denounce the rabbit here and now and put an end to his schemes and get some payback. Actually, I'm quite curious. Oh. Maybe you should announce the rabbit here and now and put an end to his schemes and get some payback. Send the traitor to fetch the core. Maybe he could give the smug traitor the location of the Sky River's core, and while Lupino delivers the unstable weapon to the Emperor, Ronaldo would pay Zenobia a visit.
Me? A traitor? I'm hurt, said Lupino. Why ever would you say that? We found your code book, said Reynardo. They hadn't, but he hoped Lupino would blow his cover. You got me, said Lupino. And you know what? I don't regret a thing. It's always about you, isn't it? You're the pretty hero. You get the girl, you get the medal, and what do I get? Rabbit food. I thought you liked rabbit food. Go to hell, said Lupino. And he made a gesture. And 20 ravens came out of nowhere and stabbed Ronaldo to death.
He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
How had they come to this? They'd been on so many adventures together. Lupino had talked Reynardo out of prison at least 4 times, and Reynardo had rescued Lupino from at least 2 lynch mobs.
Oh, there we go. So I'm just gonna breeze past this one, man.
Lupino was hilarious because he was so down on himself and everyone else. But behind the laughs, he wasn't a happy camper. Ooh, was this payback? Or did the Empire have his little white tail in a vice? Ravens were landing
yeah.
everywhere from dropships.
I'm definitely going to get to level 50
If they
before
got
the
to
end of
Lupino
this.
first, the rabbit would give the Empire all the intelligence he'd been stealing from the rebellion, and they'd probably give him a medal. He'd have to be very careful about how he played Lupino. At the slightest hint of danger, the mad rabbit would take off like a rabbit.
Okay, here we are.
Bloody and exhausted, Reynardo finally reached Lupino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his favorite deck. Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things about him that Reynardo didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The Ravens are coming. Now, I got a clever plan to kidnap Zenobia. Reynardo wanted to clap shackles on the rabbit and shout, "You're a traitor, and I'm not falling for it." But if there was one thing Reynardo was sure of, it was that the core of the Sky Ripper was dangerous mostly to its user. If he could put it in the Emperor's hands, old Isengrim III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it. Reynardo felt like a real hero, brave and smart. He told the rabbit all about the Sky Ripper's God's Eye core. "I'll go get the core while you attack Zenobia," he told the rabbit. "But wait, I have an even better idea. I'll get the core and you attack Zenobia," said the rabbit. "Right, yeah, that is better," agreed Reynardo. Perfect. The traitor would make sure the Emperor got the core. Now Reynardo just needed the Emperor to use the core. If he could only get something that the Emperor wanted very badly. Zenobia. He could save her and bait the Emperor at the same time. Right. Now, all Reynardo had to do was fight his way through Zenobia's invading troops, sneak onto her ship and into her bedroom, and kidnap her without any of her dozens of guards alerting her. Then, he would rely on
Easy
her love
peasy.
to convince her how evil her father was, so she'd run away with him instead of going back to her father, who was going to blow himself up. It did sound a little risky. But Reynardo had a feeling it would work out somehow. It always did.
Convince Zenobia to switch sides. Again. Dude, I honestly thought that this would have told me all of the
restless.
correct
Maybe
paths
focus
to
all
do.
that energy
Granted,
into something
it
useful.
should be obvious by how they introduced them. But still. If I end up actually having to replay some of the chapters anyway, maybe I won't do any of the long ones. Like the long routes. Save for the final chapter. That one for sure I'll probably do as a long route one. Just because it'd be a little bit better that way. It doesn't really matter. Let's go this way, I suppose.
The market. It was going to be full of gogglers, wasn't it? Oh, it would have been so much more fun before the war. When the worst thing that could happen to you was getting fleeced buying a rug.
I need to kill them all, but I want to.
Reynardo was halfway to Zenobia's encampment when Lupino showed up. He was disheveled and distraught. "They jumped us. I barely got away." "Oh, they got the core." Oh, it was all going according to plan, thought Reynardo. Now he just needed Zenobia on his side. Yes, that was even better. The Iblis Stone. Zenobia could get it. And then the Emperor would have to pursue them. Wait. No. The gem would corrupt anyone. Even her. That's it, he thought. Even Lupino. Even though Lupino was already a traitor. It would turn him against his secret master, the Emperor. He would try to make himself Emperor. And the Emperor would have to defend himself with the core. Boom. He was a super genius.
So, you want to send Lupino. Let's send Zenobia for the false ending.
And so, Reynardo set about getting himself captured by Zenobia to turn her against her father. Once she knew the truth about her father's plans for her, he sent her to fetch the Iblis Stone. Unfortunately, once she had it, the Iblis Stone took hold of her. In a rage, she decided to assassinate her father and become Empress. Reynardo pursued her to the final battle to stop her becoming evil. Zenobia slew the Emperor. Lupino shot Zenobia. Reynardo killed Lupino. Bittersweet Victory was at hand, but then the core exploded, destroying both the Imperial and Rebel fleets. Death, Dark Ages, the usual thing.
Yeah.
He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
That was, well, you know, I'm glad they didn't let you, like, play through and actually out like that. I was actually surprised they didn't let you at least finish the chapter. But hey, I'm fine with that at least.
Then he would rely on her love for him to convince her how evil her father was. So she'd run away with him instead of going back to her father, who was going to blow himself up.
It did sound a little risky. But Reynardo had a feeling it would work out somehow. It always did.
My guess is this one they'll let me. So there should be one more false ending, I believe. And maybe that's not the next one, but the one afterwards, I think. So. Yep, they won't let you go down that path then. It's weird, I think this is the only like this one and the first, the Lupino route area are the only areas where they block you off from going to certain areas. Which is weird, but meh. It's whatever, I suppose. Well, at least I got one of the healths. I'm sure there'll be another one. Somewhere.
Reynardo was halfway to Zenobia's encampment when Lupino showed up. He was disheveled and distraught. They jumped us. I barely got away. Oh, they got the core. Oh, it was all going according to plan, thought Reynardo. Now he just needed Zenobia on his side. Yes, that was even better. The Iblis Stone. Zenobia could get it. And then the Emperor would have to pursue them. Wait, no. The gem would corrupt anyone. Even her. That's it, he thought. Even Lupino. Even though Lupino was already a traitor. It would turn him against his secret master, the Emperor. He would try to make himself Emperor. And the Emperor would have to defend himself with the core. Boom. He was a super genius. This is terrible, Reynardo told the rabbit. If only I had gone for the Iblis Stone. But now it's lost in enemy territory. He handed Lupino a map. It gives the bearer so much power. We can only hope the Emperor never finds it. What was that? Said Lupino. I think someone's following us. I didn't hear anything. Rabbit ears. You go on ahead. I'll check it out. And with that, Lupino hopped off with the map.
Huh. Playing him like a damn fiddle. so bad.
Reynardo slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. She was curled up on her bed. He'd forgotten how beautiful she was, how sleek, how soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She was made of smoke, and he noticed he had a very solid blade to his throat. "Did you really think you could capture me?" Purred a familiar voice. "I just wanted to chat," said Reynardo. "Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He needs a sacrifice, someone who truly loves him, to make a bargain with the lost gods." "That's a vicious lie. He wants to bring them back." That's crazy. Why would anyone... They could make him immortal. An eater of souls. And with that, her eyes widened. She understood. Reynardo told her how he had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred. How he had slept in a burnt village. At midnight, the Emperor's victims had come to him in his dreams to tell him of the hideous eldritch rituals they'd been sacrificed in. He could still see those kittens and puppies. Their wide, sad eyes, their moist noses. "You can't prove that." "I've got a witness at the observatory." He couldn't tell her, not yet, why he was really here. He didn't want her to be anywhere near the fleet when her father blew himself and Lupino up. So he told her about how the Emperor's obscene rituals had raised ancient artifacts out of the land. How he'd followed the appalling trail of the hideous horrors His Majesty had perpetrated for the sake of his own immortality. "Any of this ring a bell?" he said.
Any of this ring a bell?
"You told me it was all lies." "You've always known when I was lying. I always hated that about you," said Reynardo.
Alrighty.
The rebellion had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up.
I think
Reynardo
there's
had
no
rescued a
false
priest
endings
whose
for
order had
this
been
one.
massacred for one book.
I think there's a false
He'd slept
ending
in a
for the
burnt
other,
village.
for the
Dead
next
kittens
route
and puppies
when you
had
go
come
to the
tell
rebel
him what the
base. Because I
Emperor
think
had
you go to
done.
the rebel base because, again, as I was reading, through like, in the trophy, like helps for the trophy list, they're like, oh yeah, here's like what you can do for the to get to the most experience you can, and they said I believe it's for this. It was something about Zenobia and the rebel base, but we've never had anything about that, so my guess is we go to the rebel base for this one, not the mountains.
Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you join in? No. I'd destroy his books and I'd... Oh, God. Okay, you're not completely wrong. They've resurrected one of his victims. Well, look, it's not exactly alive, but it can talk. A true witness, she said.
A true witness. Your empire. Actually, I think... besides when you go out to Sky Ripper, the first two, and now if you go through the true route, there's no way you can get a repeat of the level. You can't repeat the level in the first areas. The second area, when you go after Zenobia, I guess depends on how you do it. There is a way you could go through it with repeating the level.
A cannon trap. Who kept these things loaded anyway?
Probably was a way for me to do that without doing it, but oh well, it's not a big deal. last time I'll ever have to do this, unless for whatever reason there is a false ending here. But then again, it was like, do I really want to do the false ending one then? I'm definitely gonna get to level 50. It'd be very fitting. And it's destroyed. Of course it's destroyed. It's always destroyed. We can never see the true witness.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken special care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared at the carnage. He didn't want me to hear the witness, did he? I guess not. What's your plan? She asked. So, Reynardo explained his brilliant gambit. Sending Lupino to get the Iblis Stone, become super powerful and corrupted, provoke the Emperor into using the core against him, thus blowing up both of them, and hopefully the fleet too. Let me visit your council, she said, shaken. I want to help. Could he really trust her?
Trust her and take her to the secret base. Ronald's plan worked. Zenobia was now convinced her father was mad and he had to be stopped. But it seemed too easy. Did he really convince her, or was she playing him like Phil? Why I say now? You should take her to the exact location of the secret base and meet her there. Tell her where the secret base was? Not so much. You should lie about the location of the secret base just to be safe.
She said she had an errand to run. So they met up sometime later in the mountains. She seemed different. It seemed she'd gone and knocked Lupino out with drowsy gas and taken the Iblis Stone from him. Whoa, what? No, that wasn't a plan. I know. Your plan was terrible. Now where's the council? Couldn't we just go somewhere? Quiet, Talk this over? You lying son of a bitch. They're not here. Her sword was bloody. I told you the truth. Well, mostly. I'm going to kill my father now. But first, I'm going to kill you. And that is exactly what she did. He tried something bold and paid the price for it. He couldn't tell her, not yet, why he was really...
Alrighty.
He didn't want her to be anywhere near the fleet when her father blew himself and Lupino up. So he told her about how the Emperor's obscene rituals had raised ancient artifacts out of the land.
So I guess you could get false endings in
all
all of these.
horrors His Majesty had perpetrated for the sake of his
Guess
own
isn't that big of a
immortality.
deal, but it's like,
Any of this ring a bell? He said. He told me it was all lies.
Wish
You've
you could
always
skip
known-
this. Oh, you could. Good. That'll come in handy when I have to do it again when we do the Rebel base. But luckily, the Rebel base is actually somewhat of a short level, so... Now, will I get the level up in this chapter? I will for damn sure get in the next chapter, so... And hey, this is making up for all the past few short parts we had.
Now, before I kill you guys, Reynardo said, do any of you know where I can get a good smoothie around here? The rebellion had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Reynardo had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Emperor had done to him.
Definitely not my best showing.
Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing
Hello?
black magic? Why? Would you join in? No, I destroy his books.
So let me skip some of these. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough the last time. I was like, can I skip these? Can I skip this?
You should take one home, he thought.
Boat, and then one more fight. Might as well heal up some of my stuff. I have so much sword energy, it's not like I'll run out of it. It's like I rarely use the sword energy anyway. What's your guys' favorite sword energy to use? Obviously, I use the ice one because it's so much better. It instantly freezes an enemy, and then you just smash them. Obviously, the one to heal is also a good one, too, so...
If he was a weapons
God
engineer,
damn it, oh well.
Reynardo would make the cannonballs go much faster. And fire randomly, obviously.
Well, that fucked up. Oh well. Oh, damn. I almost had it in this one. Because there's no more now. I will damn sure get it in the next fight, so. So it seems like you could get false endings in all of these areas. Which isn't a bad thing, I suppose. And I kind of get it. But I'm just curious just to see what they all are. Like, I still highly doubt we'll get over an hour of this. I mean, I have to go through the rebel base area twice. And I don't think there's any other choice. I don't think I have to go through that final area twice. If I have to go through that final area twice, I'd be like, okay, that's dumb.
Zenobia stared at the carnage.
Oh, hey, I can skip this.
Reynardo
Sweet.
explained his brilliant gambit. Sending Lupino to get the Iblis Stone, become super powerful and corrupted, provoke the Emperor into using the core against him, thus blowing up both of them, and hopefully the fleet too. Let me visit your council, she said, shaken. I want to help. Could he really trust her? He'd done it. He'd made Zenobia see how evil her father really was. He wished she didn't feel this urge to join in the rebellion. After all, he'd taken care of the Emperor, right? Yeah, but she'd always been conscientious like that. She told him she had to go somewhere first. So Reynardo gave her the location of the secret base, and they agreed to meet in the ruins. He had a very good feeling about this.
Well, I hope so. On the other end, she got the Iblis Stone from Lupino,
What had
so...
Zenobia gone off to do? What was more important than meeting the rebel council? Had he made a mistake, sending
So
her
why
to
we
the
can't have
ruins?
nice things?
No. He knew they could trust each other. He could trust her because she never broke her word. And she could trust him because she could see right through him. Well, she'd probably be there well before him. She at least didn't have to fight her way through rainstorms of ravens. Already, Reynardo knew more than he ever had.
Yo, level 50? That's the max? Hells yeah. So I have 3, 4. I'll always have 4 unskilled points. And earned 49. That's so dumb. It's like, what the fuck?
As he came around the bend, there was Lupino, unconscious on the side of the path. And Reynardo could smell a familiar, sweet, smoky scent. Who? Zenobia. It had to be. She never used a combat spell when she could use drowsy gas. That meant she had the Iblis Stone. What would it do to her? She hated her father now. She'd kill him for sure. The council wouldn't mind if she killed the Emperor, but murdering her father would destroy her. He had to get to whatever ledge she was on and talk her down from it.
Yeah, so this is the area where you would go to grind, because I guess
Long
this
stairs.
area has them better,
So he was
or
close
have
to
a
the
lot
rebel
more
base.
of a...
Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Get over here!
Damn, that was actually a really good one, too. Alright, so there's a false ending for this one. Let's check that one out, and it should be the final false ending, and then we'll do the... We'll go through this
Everyone in
area
the
again and do
council
that.
chamber was dead. Zenobia stood shivering in the courtyard, drenched in blood. Why? He managed. They started arguing with me. I lost my temper and I wanted their blood. Well, not me. The stone did. Why did you take it from Lupino? I had a plan. You had a stupid plan, she said. I'm going to go kill my father now. No, you can't. You'll just take his place. You'll become worse than him. Get out of my way, or I'll kill you too.
Get out of her way. Zenobia had the Iblis Stone now, and she was strong enough to defeat the Emperor, but the stone would consume her soul. Trying to stop her would likely be fatal, so it was best to just let her go and see how things played out. Trying to stop her would likely be fatal, but the feeling she had for him had to mean something, right? He had to try. So this is obviously the right way to go. Let's go with this one.
Reynardo watched her board her ship and sail off. A few days later, the sun dimmed. A great void opened in the sky, like as the Iblis Stone itself. It stretched and ripped like a vast fatal womb, and a gaze black and pitiless as the sun passed through the void into the land. And so the lost god Iblis once again came into his own, and time stopped. He had tried something bold and paid the price for it. What had Zenobia gone off to do? What was more important than meeting the rebel council? Had he made a mistake, sending her to the ruins? No. He knew they could trust each other. He could trust her because she never broke her word. And she could trust him because she could see right through him. Well, she'd probably be there well before him. She at least didn't have to fight her way through rainstorms of ravens.
I mean, I have to just do, like, what? 3 fights in total for this one, I think? So, yeah. Again, I don't mind if this one's actually a longer one, because, I mean... Oh, no, there's more fights. I forgot about this one right here. I love how the enemies are different, too, sometimes.
What's he do?
Hey, Lupino.
As he came around the bend, there was Lupino, unconscious on the side of the path. And Reynardo could smell a familiar, sweet, smoky scent. Who? Zenobia. It had to be. She never used a combat spell when she could use drowsy gas. That meant she had the Iblis Stone. What would it do to her? She hated her father now. She'd kill him for sure. The council wouldn't mind if she killed the Emperor, but murdering her father would destroy her. He had to get to whatever ledge she was on and talk her down from it.
Last path.
Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Alrighty.
Everyone in the council chamber was dead. Zenobia stood shivering in the courtyard, drenched in blood. Why? He managed. They started arguing with me. I lost my temper and I wanted their blood. Well, not me. The stone did. Why did you take it from Lupino? I had a plan. You had a stupid plan, she said. I'm going to go kill my father now. No, you can't. You'll just take his place. You'll become worse than him. Get out of my way, or I'll kill you too.
Nope. See it.
You won't kill me, he said. And I won't let you kill the Emperor. Enraged, she raised the sword. You hate him too? He could sense the Iblis Stone, yearning for his death. But she didn't strike. If you kill him, it'll destroy you. I know you. Shut up! She shouted, her sword trembling. I won't lose you again. Not for anything. Get away from me, he said, and he was very close. I can't lose you again. And he was in reach of her sword now. I hate him! I hate you too! I love you, he said for the very first time. And then she was weeping. He was holding her. The sword had dropped from her hand. He glanced at the Iblis Stone. It was no longer the black of the void. It looked like coal. No. It glowed, like a cinder. It was crackling, burning, crumbling into ashes. You've always loved me, haven't you? She said. She was weak. The stone had taken so much from her. Always, he said. She staggered as he helped her up. Let me take you away. Where? The island of Avalon. The sisters will heal you. He'll follow us. Then we need the Farfarer, the fastest ship in the Empire.
Alrighty. I highly doubt they'll let us replay this
The
chapter
Empire
again,
had
but if they
seized
do,
his ship. They'd have to take it back.
but if for whatever weird, strange reason that I do have to replay this chapter, I can easily just go through the fucking shortcut.
The portal led right into the middle of the fleet. It was a glaring weakness in the defense.
be
Don't
honest,
know what I missed, but it
no
don't
shape
matter.
to fight. But he never fought so well. He wasn't fighting for money or loot or a cause. He was fighting for her. For them. His sword danced, his feet flew, and the ravens recoiled from his ferocity. Na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And there it was, his beautiful skycraft, the Farfarer. They would fare very far indeed, beyond the Empire, beyond the reach of the Empire, to the mystical island of Avalon. He didn't know exactly where it was, but he knew he could find it. And they would find peace there. Second star on the right, and straight on till morning, laughed Zenobia. And they laughed together for the first time in a long time.
That's actually a little bit funny. You know, it's the whole Peter Pan thing. Go to Neverland. Second star to the right and straight till morning.
You guys ever wonder why the Imperial Ravens are always hiring?
What? I'm so curious. Why make level 50 be the max if you can't even get skills past it? Also, how the fuck did I start at such a high fucking combo? All right, let's see how this ends. We got one more fight for us. I'm going to the fights with full health. Because why not? After all, I deserved it. I'm not gonna get hit. Damn, I got hit. Damn. Well, yeah, that's definitely the best fight you can ever get.
But they did not go unnoticed. Scout ships lifted off, and the long lance of the Imperial flagship. Reynardo turned down
And there we go.
to gain
My
speed.
first platinum of
The Ravens could
2022.
pursue, but they couldn't close. The Far Speaker croaked, "You return her and live! Go sacrifice yourself," yelled Reynardo. "Then you won't have her either." On the flagship, the Emperor was readying some arcane weapon. It couldn't be. It was the core A devastating beam lanced out of the flagship. Reynardo zigzagged wildly to keep the Farfair out of it. Now the Raven scout ships were closing the distance, and the beam was getting closer too. Then came a blinding flash, and the air was searingly hot all around him. There was a thunderous, deafening roar. He could smell burnt oak and burnt feathers and burnt flesh. But when he could hear and see again, they were alive and unhurt. And they were alone in the sky. Zenobia embraced him. They had done it. Through luck and through love, they had won the war. "Avalon, here we come," he said as he held her arms wide in the prow of the boat and let her feel its speed. "Maybe the real Avalon is wherever we're together," she said. And so, after a bit of an argument, Reynardo and Zenobia went to one of the two Avalons. The one shrouded in mists, or the one in their hearts. But which one they went to, I'll never tell.
There we go.
He'd done it. He'd forged his own destiny. Well, he hadn't actually done it, but he knew what he would do. Reynardo smiled at the book. He practically wanted to kiss it. The kid's sacrifice hadn't been in vain. He'd saved the book and saved the world. Reynardo owed him and his mother so much. Reynardo lowered the mainsail and let the Farfarer shoot forward in the breeze. Second star to the right, and straight on till morning. This time, he would win.
There we are. Oh boy, yeah, I said before, I'll say it again. This is a very interesting game. I'll say that. It was a very interesting game, and I liked it. I did kind of like the structure of it in a way, and how was it? It was either the last part or the part before it where I realized, like, oh my god, this is very similar to Shadow the Hedgehog in a way, but instead of, like, you know, you could flat out get to the... You could have gotten this ending as soon as you found all four of those truths. You could have gotten this ending whenever you wanted. But if you're like me, I feel like it's the best if you just got it as the final ending one, because this is the best ending. Why would you want to get that one as soon as you could? So, voice of the narrator, Julian Casey. That was very good. I really like that a lot. I love how, like, there was only one voice. It was really good. I like that a lot. And how he kind of, like, tried to do different voices in different ways and such. It was really nice. I loved how this one ended, you know, how they didn't die, you know, the only one where he didn't die at the end. And Zenobia didn't die either. The only one who really died was just the Emperor of all the important people, I guess you could say. But Lupino, if he was dead, who knows? Who cares? But it was really good. I like this a lot, and it's quite the interesting game. I liked it a lot, like I said. And yeah, this being my first platinum trophy of 2022 is really great as well. And I said before, I said again, none of the parts have come out yet. I did this whole entire Let's Play. What was that? I think I did after I finished Deltarune, or right after I finished, or like when I was doing Deltarune as well. Because obviously this is the series that is coming out after Deltarune Chapter 2. And I think I did Deltarune in like 2 or 3 days. I think I did it in 3 days. So, yay. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. And it's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's definitely like one of those games that's like, now that I've gotten all the trophies, done everything, do I really need to play again? Probably not. But it's still a fun game. And if I want to be like super powerful hungry, even though it doesn't matter, I could just play through the entire game with all the special stuffs. But it's still a fun game, and I enjoyed it, and it's very nice. I'm excited to see if they do anything else in the future. I don't know what, but we'll see. So yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this part of Let's Play. Oh, here we go. Hero Path complete. Iblis Stone and Sky Reaper always active. There you go. So we can just view the stories. Yeah. What I'm going to have for the For the picture, I don't know, probably this. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this story, or this video, guys, and this series if you did. Guys, if you liked the video, please give the like button a click. And comment down below what you like about the video, didn't like about the video. And let me know, guys, what you think of the true hero path. I think it was a really good ending. And like I said, I'm glad I saved it for last. So, yeah. As always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. As you guys are main channel too, that's in the description below. As well as following on Twitter, both my main Twitter, RBG, Keem Kid Twitter are in there too. So what's next, guys? Well, this is wrapping up basically at the end of February. We have Triangle Strategy coming out in the first Friday of March. But there's still some time between there and then. Arceus, as far as I know, should still be going on right now. So that one's probably getting close to wrapping up, maybe. Depends on how I'm still playing through that. And of course, guys, Monarch, I did do a look at the demo, and that seems to have been very good. And I'm very interested in that. So maybe what I'll do, I might start Monarch as a new series. And depends on how long Arceus is at to the end. Then I'll do Triangle Strategy. And depends on else. Then I might have to put one on hiatus to do Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. And I don't know, there's a lot of stuff to do. But luckily, I have time. It's not even the end. Like, it's January 30th as I'm recording this. This series hasn't even been out yet. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So I have some time. I have so much time. I can now focus on Arceus for now. Do that, upload these videos, upload those videos, focus on that. And of course, we have live streams as well. I'll be live streaming for Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring. Of course, I think, yeah, if this part comes out on the 25th of February, Elden Ring has not come out yet. So I'll be doing that. But then, I don't know, maybe I will do a series of Monarch just for a little bit, for a while, until Triangle Strategy comes out, and then I'll focus more so on Triangle Strategy than Monarch, or maybe I'll start Triangle Strategy because maybe Arceus will be done. I don't know. So much stuff to do, guys. So much stuff to do. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching this video once again, and I'll see you all in the next Let's Play. Bye-bye.